So the next question in entry room, it may ask you what is instance block in Java? What is instance block in Java, guys? Okay, so the question may ask you. So nameless block in a class is known as an instance block. Nameless block in a class is called as an instance block. Let's say, guys, I write one nameless block in a class. Okay, this block is known as an instance block. Okay, so now before the execution of constructor, let's say this is a constructor. Okay, this is the constructor for our class. Okay, I will say constructor, and I will say s out. Okay, I will say instance block, guys. Okay, now as soon as we create the object, okay, new question. Okay, I will say 71. Okay, you will see, guys. Okay, now I am calling this constructor. Okay, so then this constructor will start execution, but before the execution of this constructor, always this instance block will get executed. Okay, I will say run file, guys. Okay, instance block, and then after constructor, guys. Okay, so now it is used to initialize instance variables of a class, guys. Okay, it is used to initialize instance variable. Let's say I write one instance variable, guys. Okay, in private integer a. Okay, I write this variable, and now suppose I print the value of a. Okay, s out, I said a, guys. Okay, now you will see the default value of a will be 0. Default value of a will be 0, but I don't want the value of a as a 0. I want the value of a like 10, 20, 30. Okay, so I will initialize that value. Okay, something like this. Okay, I will say I want the value of a as a 10. Okay, I want the value of a as a 10, guys. Okay, so now you can see, so the default value of a will be 0. Okay, now, so what is the use of instance block? It is used to initialize instance variables of a class. Okay, like such kind of variable, whenever we want to initialize with some value, so then we can use which block? Instance block. It gets execute before the constructor of a class. It gets execute before the execution of constructor, guys. Okay, and a class can have more than one instance block. A class can have more than one instance block, guys. Okay, so right, for example, I write two instance block. I will say first instance block, and I write a second instance block. Okay, now right click and run file, guys. Okay, you will see first instance block, second instance block, constructor. Okay, and something like this. Okay, so like suppose, okay, like suppose I write instance block. Okay, at this position, guys. Okay, so now before the constructor I write one instance block. Okay, then in between I write constructor, and then after, okay, I write one more instance block. So now, so the execution order will be same, guys. Okay, so first of all, this first one instance block will get executed, then after second instance block, and then after constructor, guys. Okay, so writing order can be anything, but the execution order will be top to bottom of instance block, guys. Okay, so this is all about instance block. Thank you, guys.